Welcome into the live stream here from McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal. That is Tyler.
What it is, sir?
It is. It's basically Friday for me, my guy, and I'm man. Your boy is. Your boy is fever. I'm ready to go.
You got 2 feet in the driveway right now.
I'm pretty much. Yeah. If Carson were here, we might be out. But I got to wait for him to get home at 11:15. But I'm planning to leave shortly after he arrives.
Let's go. I'm fired up for you.
My wife boiled peanuts for the girls, and so I've got to make sure I remember to put the boiled peanuts in the.
Oh, that's important.
Taking Caroline's Christmas tree tour. Got stuff.
Got stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited though. I got a weekend.
That's awesome.
I'll get to see all 3 of my kids together at the same time, which
doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen as often as it once did, and so it's kind of fun to kind of see everybody and hang out.
Yeah, I got hit with a sad moment the other day, and it's like they know you. You know your algorithms, they know you. And I got hit with a meme the other day. It said, your kids live with you for 18 years.
Yep.
And then for the rest of their life, you probably see them the average, not everybody, but the average is you see that for the rest of their life, you see them for 1 year.
That's about right. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
I put a David Downer on. I don't want to put a David Downer on the show before we get started.
It was something about you. If you have it was talking about boys, dads and boys, and it was by the time your son turns 18, 94% or something like that of the time that you'll spend with him is up.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
It's crazy. Yeah, he kind of hit me in the feels the other day because he's like, yeah, it's our first time to do something together since like July. And I was like, damn. It's true though. Yeah. And then you run out of chances to do stuff because they
don't give you more time.
Well, they get lives of their own,
Yeah, you don't get to buy time. That's the one thing, You can make all the money you want to, but one thing you can't buy is time.
There's no store there's no place you can go buy health or time.
Dude, you know how rich you would be if you could figure out how to sell time and health?
Oh, you'd have all the money you want.
Elon, get me a cup of coffee.
That's how you know there's never going to be a cure for baldness. Because the amount the money that someone like me would have paid in my 20s for hair, no one can figure that out. I would know, like, whatever. What do you want?
Yeah.
How much do you want? Here's my card. Max it out.
Forever. Every month.
Just whatever.
Whatever I pay off.
Yep. All right, we'll get rolling. We'll get rolling here in a second. It's gonna be a short show, so
buckle up.
Buckle up. We're gonna probably go pretty fast. Gonna get our picks in and get out. So thanks to everybody for being with us. Hope everybody has I'll say this ahead of time. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe traveling and whatnot. And all right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome into episode 222 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That is Tyler Siskey here with you on this Thursday morning. We're going early today Tyler being good to me. We're going early so that I can get out of town and enjoy a weekend off. Don't get a lot of weekends off in this gig, honestly. And so I'm super excited to have one. If you see me online, call the police. I'm not there on my own volition.
No tweets.
No. If I tweet, I'm going to be mad at myself. I'm not
tweets.
No tweeting. I don't want to tweet.
I'm going to be watching.
I'm not getting on.
When the IPAs start flowing or red wine start flowing, somebody take the phone away from Scoops.
Yes. Make it stop. Yeah.
By the way, I know. You got a lot of social media love the other night.
I did.
I don't know because I knew right when it was sent. I was watching ball. I'm just enjoying my evening watching ball, and somebody, a mutual friend of ours, texted me this tweet, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And I opened it up. I knew right then when I read the tweet.
There you go.
I was like, and then I text you. I said, "Red Dragon IPAs or red wine?"
What wasn't Red Dragon?
And I got the picture back of the old red wine. I was like, yeah. I don't know if I've laughed as hard. I mean, it's been years since I laughed as hard. I was physically sore. I was laughing so hard. And then the replies and the comments and all that stuff.
It's the part of me that the people who don't know me, which is 99% of the people who think they know me, is that sometimes I like a good fight. I mean, I like just let's go. Like Carson always says that, and I doubt if his coach ever allows it, but Carson always says that he wants me to give a pregame talk to his team.
Oh,
that I'll have them ready to run through the wall.
yeah.
And sometimes I just get a little like, all right, you know what? I didn't start this, but okay, let's go. Because I'd never heard of the guy, and he starts and he kind of comes in on it. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, what an arrogant piece of crap to think that we were talking about you. And then I heard from another couple of people that are around Georgia that were like,
yeah.
And they were like,
That's why I let it die. I let it die. I don't want to. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know him.
I don't know him either.
So
I don't know him either.
I don't want to go there. I got a bunch of texts too, but let's just.
Yeah. I was surprised at the people that came to me with, "Hey, thank you," and it was wild. Like I was like, "Oh."
But here's what I get, and here's what cracks me up, okay? This always cracks me up. Cracks me up on your deal, on your board. It cracks me up on Twitter. This is where I have three 3-letter problems, right? I have ADD, I have ADD, I have CTE, and I have OCD. Okay? I'm just full of 3 letters. You got any other 3-letter deals, I'll probably fit. And there's probably a diagnosis for this somewhere. Been doing this a long time. Since social media has been around, I have been trolled. I like getting trolled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how some people like it really affects people like negatively.
Yeah.
It's comedy to me.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't bother me at all.
I laugh so hard. And so to the point where I was laughing so hard, this happened. That's probably why I was laughing so hard. One, your deal, and then I start seeing my mentions blowed up, So I was like, so Brock, my middle one, comes in last night. He's 17. He comes in, and I guess he just called up. He goes, "Dad, you're getting hammered." He goes, "What did you do? You're getting hammered on Twitter." He goes, "These guys are coming hot." And so we ran an experiment. I'll bet you it was like 7 out of every 10. It may be more than that. 8 out of every 10. You could click on the profile of the people that were giving me shit. And they were Georgia fans under 100 followers. So I apologize to all the Georgia fan bases if it bothered you. But, hey, keep coming, baby. It's funny. Trolls are more than welcome with me. I promise you, trolls are more than welcome to me because occasionally I like giving you shit back. So please come on. Don't feel like you're unwelcome here. I'm one of the few that welcome it. You're welcome. You're always trolls are always welcome. Well,
especially when it's about college football or pro football. Or
yeah.
Whatever, because people, in all seriousness, and then we'll move on. The game that I'm concerned about is on a Tuesday in about 2.5 weeks. That's the game I'm concerned about.
Oh.
And it doesn't involve it involves 2 teams, but it involves 2 completely different teams.
19 days. I told you don't go there. I told you before the show.
I
told you before the show, Scoops. If we're trying to get you in a parking lot, I'm gonna get hot.
My point is people are like, look, I cover Ole Miss. I have no control over Ole Miss. At the end of the day, this will piss off a lot of people. It doesn't matter. If you win, if you lose, life's gonna go on. The sun's gonna come up. It really has no impact on your life. I think the thing in 19 days does impact people's lives. I do. So
I'm
more importantly, I think it impacts my children's lives down the road. So I'm
19 days.
I'm interested in that one. All right, we're brought to you by our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel.
Did you start the audio file?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking.
Yep. 300 milligrams natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, 0 sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits, achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Neal, you know your boy Thursday at 10 a.m. is rocking with the Red Dragon. I'd like to apologize to all the Quick U employees because we swapped the days today. So I'm coming in hot when I leave here today. Usually we finish the show when I do the Red Dragons on Thursdays. We finish the show and there's only like 30 minutes or an hour left of the workday. And so they escape. They got a whole afternoon of Red Dragon Cisco today. So I apologize to all the Quick U employees. I'll be coming in hot. But Neal, I didn't know if you were aware of this, but the Cooper Chevrolet chat is already bumping. And guys, who said that new vehicles aren't affordable? Right now, you can get over 10 new Chevy cars and SUVs priced under $30,000. Call our good friends at Cooper Chevrolet at area code 256-236-4481. 256-236-4481. And more importantly, it doesn't matter where you're located. They will get it to you. So give them a call, give you the best deal that you can find. Neal, our show is also brought to you by our good friends at PTG Outdoors. My guy, Brandon, I hope he's doing well today. Getting a little make it rain Thursday, get his day started. They are a Camus boats dealer there at PTG Outdoors. They have both fresh and saltwater boats. They sell and service Mercury outboards. They do custom marine electronic installations with Garmin, Humminbird, and Low Ranch products. You can get all of your fishing needs and custom golf cart retrofits that replace all of the batteries with a single lithium battery. Located right there in the home of Grenada, Mississippi. And more importantly, it doesn't matter where you're located, Neal. You don't have to be from Grenada. You can be from Mississippi, Alabama, California. You can be from TikTok. You can be from Twitter. It doesn't matter where you're located. Any kind of outdoor need you got fishing, hunting, you call them ATVs, you need wraps, it doesn't matter. Go to ptgoutdoors.com, and my man Brandon will get you taken care of.
Also, don't forget our guys at Southern Q Sauce. They got a discount code for you, MPW15. Get you 15% off your order at Southern Q Sauce. They've got great rubs. I did some ribs, not ribs, wings. I'm sorry. Thinking about ribs for some reason. Maybe because everybody in the thing's talking about pork and calling the hogs and such. So I was thinking about barbecue.
Are you calling the hogs this weekend?
I mean, I might call them. Why not? I'll be hanging out with the girls.
All right. If Campbell is watching.
She's not going to put it on video.
If Campbell is watching.
Not doing any video.
Can I? Hang on.
Yeah.
Can you just send it to me, Campbell? Just me. I won't share it. I won't do it, but I got to have it for my collection.
Just to laugh.
Yes. I got to have it for my collection, Campbell.
I've called him a couple of times.
Okay.
It's fun. Whatever.
We couldn't get you to do it on the show. Me and Campbell. I mean, I did it. I mean, I think it's only fair.
Because it was be on video.
I mean, it's only fair that you should do it one time. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They got
Southern Q Sauce.
Yep. They got the Clucker is the one I like. It's kind of an apple. It's delicious on wings. Fantastic on wings. They got the Honey Pecan, Old Smoky, the Longhorn. Whether you're a professional pitmaster, an occasional backyard chef, Southern Q Sauce has the sauces and rubs to have your friends and family coming back for more. I just put the link in the thing, and it's promo code MPW15 for 15% off. So give them a shot.
Let's go. Let's go. Love it.
Hop on, order a couple of rubs. See if you like them. I think you will. If you do, great.
Let's go. All right, we're going to go real quick here. We're going to get into picks very quickly here because we're going to get my man Scoops out the door. Couple of news topics real quick. No real discussion, but I don't know if you saw or not, but I think you did. The NCAA changed yesterday, officially made change to what I'm going to refer to as the Dan Lanning rule. Basically, inside 2 minutes, just for the fans, inside 2 minutes, if this happens with illegal substitution, all that stuff, somebody intentionally, they're still going to punish, they're still going to treat true illegal substitution the same way. But if somebody's playing basically what we used to call illegal participation, inside 2 minutes, you're going to get the penalty and the time put back on the clock from the snap. So and I'm going to repeat this. I wasn't alone on this. I actually called around to make sure I wasn't a dum-dum. I wasn't the only one. Do you know I talked to probably 10 or 15 of my buddies in the last couple of days, coaching buddies several SEC coaches, some group of 5 coaches, some Big Ten coaches. I talked to several guys. Do you know not one person said that they had thought about that before? I mean, I don't think it's just hard to do in football with coaches to not have thought of something like that when you spend a lot of time thinking about little shit like this. Like, we think of all kinds of shit.
But you mostly think about ways to avoid breaking the rules.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but not. Well, I mean, in the game, you're trying to, like, how do we do this? How do we run a pick play without picking? How do we run a play without getting offensive PI, right? Because there's a gray area. But in this, there's no gray area. If you play 12 players on the field, it's a penalty.
Right.
And so you don't even think about that. You don't think about, okay, well, yeah, we're always looking for a way to get going offensively, but we know the right tackle can't go faster than the center because that's a jump. You got the 3 yard.
Yeah, right.
You got the 3 yard. You got the 3 yard thing blocking downfield. So you might be figuring, hey, how do you make that where maybe it's 4 yards? But you know that if it's 10 yards, it's going to be a penalty.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's the reason.
I was just laughing. I was like, because your co-host has made a lot of money navigating that gray area.
Yeah, but that's a recruit. the gray area on the field is different.
Well,
than,
like, so
I'm not talking about recruiting. I'm talking about
I mean, I did
on the field.
Did some of that too, allegedly. But the one I used to get a lot was when and they've gotten better at it because they've changed the way they look at it. But when you remember when you jump off sides, you get a free play, right? A lot of times the guy calling offsides is sometimes the same guys that will call pass interference. So that's half the crew that calls pass interference. And so when we would get a free play, I would tell the receivers, hey, if you got a PI, if you got to shove off or a little bit, not egregiously, but if you got to do a little bit to get away with catching that free ball, go ahead and do it, because 50% of the people that call the PI no longer have a flag in their pocket.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a 50% less chance of getting called for offensive pass interference on a free play, because the back judge the back judge and the side judge are focused on defensive pass interference, and the line judge is always focused on offensive pass interference, because usually the defender is on the back side. So we used to do that, but like, hats off. I mean, I'm telling you, tip of the cap to Dan Lanning and the staff. I'm like, woo, that's probably one of the most impressive coaching things I've heard in a long time. I mean, and it was stupid, but I don't think the fans can appreciate how freaking impressive that is. All right, a couple more things. Neal, I know you've been waiting on it all year. We're on Russell Wilson start watch for the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday.
Oh.
Like,
who's been starting?
Justin Fields.
Oh, that's right.
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm not up for this. I don't know. I mean, he's got to, unless he can revamp his old ways. But I was a little bit actually surprised that they're playing Pittsburgh still. I mean, Justin Fields still Justin Fields, but I don't know. I don't know if the offense fits. I don't know if Russell Wilson in this offense is better. Now, he could go on and win the damn MVP, but I'm not in on that one.
I feel safe to say he won't win the MVP.
You feel safe? I don't know on that one, but it is what it is. All right, and then last thing before we get to our picks, Tom Brady.
Does Iowa play this week? I'm looking at Aka's picks, and I'm a little concerned about my Finnish friend.
All right, hang on just a second.
Go ahead, keep talking.
You look.
I'm looking.
And then Tom Brady. Tom Brady walks in the door. One of the most odd, bizarre things I've seen in a long time. So he's a 10% owner now of the Las Vegas Raiders. One of the most bizarre videos I've ever seen. It made me so uncomfortable watching. He walks in the door, and there were pretty much everybody in the organization was like standing in the, welcoming him. That was so odd and bizarre. Like, that would make me so uncomfortably awkward.
Yes.
And then he gave this uncomfortably awkward hug to Davis, and I'm like, whoa. Like, it was odd. Now, him being an owner, I mean, how about that, dog? You know, you're making a lot of money when you can go just 2 years out of retirement. How much endorsement money this dude's made? He can go buy 10% equity into the Raiders.
I'm surprised that he's doing this while broadcasting. A little bit. I'm
sure that he probably won't be allowed to do their games. It'd be interesting it ain't gonna happen, but it'd be interesting if he ever had gotten a situation where they'll probably take care of that. I mean, I get that. I don't think it's gonna be a problem as long as he doesn't do their games. And still wouldn't be a problem. But I guess for the fans probably think that the problem is located when you are calling a game and can be biased how you call the game. The problem is, and this is so the fans understand this, the problem is one of the things that the fans don't get to see ever is those day before meetings, right? So the broadcast team, whoever's broadcasting your team's game. So let's say, all right, so like Missouri's playing Auburn tomorrow at Missouri. So whoever's calling that game today is at on campus. Usually they come around lunch, and they will sit down and interview all the coordinators and the head coach from Missouri, and then they'll watch film. They'll watch the All-22 copy and then ask some questions. And so they are privy to a lot of information that the fans aren't privy to. Now, it's all off record, and they do a great job. They honor all that stuff. So the problem would be when Tom Brady's calling a game, he's the owner of the Raiders, and he may be calling a Chiefs and Chargers game, okay, or whatever. And he goes and sits down, and those coordinators tell them, hey, this guy's dinged up or whatever, and he starts getting information, and now he's the owner of the Raiders. That's where, to me, that's the problem. It's not calling the game and being biased and saying, oh, the Raiders are great. It's understanding the information behind the scenes. That's where I'll be interested to see what kind of calls he's allowed to be on. I mean, that gets really, really weird really fast. So we'll see on that. All right, you ready over there?
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
There are Brady's restrictions, by the way.
Oh, there are? What are they?
He's not permitted to be in another team's facility.
Okay. That would be the day before a game.
Not permitted to witness practice.
Day before the game.
Not permitted to attend broadcast production meetings, either in person or virtually. Prohibited from publicly criticizing game officials and other clubs. Subject to the NFL's gambling policy. Subject to the NFL's anti-tampering policy.
So what you're saying is it's going to be very hard for him to do his broadcasting job.
What tells me that he's not planning to stick with it.
Yeah.
That's what it tells me.
I mean, how can you do your broadcasting job? I mean, I'm asking because I don't know. That's not my field.
You really can't. I mean, I guess if he's calling Cowboys Bills, for example, I guess he could. I don't know.
But he couldn't go, man, I don't know about that holding call. That breaks the rules.
Yeah. This tells me that he doesn't like this broadcast thing and he's about done with it.
Yeah. Quickly.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like it and you're Tom Brady, why are you wasting time?
Yeah. Well, I'll take all that back, but that's why it's a problem. Yeah, at least y'all know why it's a problem. I did not know that he got stopped on that. At least you know why it's a problem, though. That would be now. Good luck with your broadcasting career. All right, Neal. It's time for Make It Rain Thursday to give everybody an update of what we got going with our picks and our games. My man Scoops cut into my lead last week. Scoops and his proxies. We started with Campbell. Then he went with Aka. Aka had a great week. Aka was 7-4 overall, but he was 7-3 against the spread. So great job for Aka, and that tells you everything you need to know about gambling.
Yeah, here's some life advice.
Give it to me.
Let's do it. Let's do it because this is important.
People need to know.
Life advice presented by Cole Walters State Farm Insurance. Cole is licensed in auto, home, life, health, business, and pet insurance for the whole state of Georgia. Contact Cole at 706-525-7850. You can also find him online at colewaltersinsurance.com. Aka Lindstrom lives in our house this year. He's been here since July the 23rd. He'll be here till late June. He's a very smart young man, soon to be 17 years old. Speaks Finnish, English, Swedish, and some French. He's very bright. He plays soccer. He's a big Tottenham Hotspur fan. Loves professional soccer. Watches a lot of professional soccer.
You now know what it means to watch a lot of professional soccer.
He loves.
You thought you watched a lot.
He has fantasy soccer teams. Okay, I mean he's in.
He's in.
He does not really fully understand American football. He's trying. He asks a lot of questions, and you answer the questions, and he absorbs those answers, and he asks follow-ups. Kamala Harris would not like Aka. He asks follow-up questions. But the point is, the fact that he was able to go 7-3 against the spread is indicative of, if you're trying to make a living gambling, you're an idiot. Get help. Stop.
Let's go.
Just stop. There's an epidemic among young men in their 20s who are going into major debt, seriously, betting sports.
This is facts.
There's a reason that the books are making the money and you're not.
Yes. Okay,
so that's your life advice. Have fun with it. Be like Aka and just have some fun and pick some games, but don't bet much real money.
Yes.
Because you're gonna lose.
Nothing more than it's more like I always say, if you're gambling, make it like entertainment.
Yeah. If it's
like you're going to the movies, not like you're trying to pay your mortgage.
It's, hey, on Friday night I would have gone to the movies. So I'm gonna take this $25 and I'm gonna dabble. Okay, cool. Don't let it be, hey, I've got a car payment for $500 and I'm going to use that to make more money. No.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
not a good investment strategy.
It's ColeWaltersInsurance.com. There's your life advice.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. All right, so here we go. My man Scoops and his proxies are now updated records 28, 42, and 2, minus 11.35 units. Your boy is about as 50% as you can get. Your boy Cisco is 35, 35, and 2. I am plus 0.45 units because of the money line that I hit. All right, so I have the lead coming into what week are we in?
This is week 8. Week 8 of college football, week 7 of the National Football League.
Okay, I have the lead by 11.8 units going into this weekend.
Okay.
All right, Scoops, start us off.
All right.
Scoops via Aka.
Yeah, this is Aka via Scoops.
Aka via Scoops.
Aka is going. He's going one of the hot hands. He's going with culture first here. He's going with Army. Army minus 16 at home versus East Carolina. We're going West Point. I see your shirt.
Scoops, I did not wear this shirt by accident.
Hey.
I threw my papers. If you're listening, I apologize. I threw my papers I have to go pick up.
Yeah.
And I threw my pen because that was my first pick.
Well, I mean, you can still make it.
I got others. I'll adjust. I have others. I have a pool. But let me tell you what's going to happen in West Point this weekend, Scoops.
Hopefully a 17 or more point win.
You're going to see this right here. My man's going to get up. So if you're an East Carolina fan, you're fisting to see this right here. And they're going to dish it. And they're going to run up and down the field all day long. There's a 0% chance they're getting stopped right here. They may beat them by 60. My favorite bet of the week, but congratulations, Aka. This is bullshit. We're going to have a conversation because
Aka's
is complete bullshit.
I told you he's a smart kid. I mean, in all seriousness, he is a smart kid.
Aka, that's his bullshit.
He does research. He studies. You know, American students don't study. In Finland, you have to study, and so he has put some study into this. Listen. I actually have faith in him. I'm just blindly going with his picks this week.
Oh my god!
Because he's got a few that I'm looking at, going, really? But I'm like, yeah, whatever, man.
All right,
who am I to question?
All right, I'll have to come back to my. That was my first pick, and I got to come back to that one. Love the pick, Aka. Actually. All right. Here we go. My first pick. Scoops, they've done me well all year long, and they're going to do me well again this week. Mm-hmm. The sneaky, damn good team that nobody has watched. I encourage everybody to watch these guys play because they're damn good. The BYU Cougs are at home against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's dropped 3 in a row. They're starting to bail a little bit, and BYU is great at home. They're on fire. They got a hell of a team. Give me the BYU Cougs minus 9.5 at home against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think we're staring just dead ass into a BYU Iowa State showdown for the Big 12. I'm overly impressed. These guys,
a good game.
These guys are legit, man. I really like BYU.
All right, my second pick, Aka's second pick.
Okay,
I'm just blindly going with him. It looks like when he put it in, the number's gone up, so he must be on to something. He's got Miami minus 5 at Louisville. We're going with the Canes. We're laying the 5 points. He's a smart kid. I'm telling you.
All right, so I'm not bullshitting here. So for the fans that know this,
and I have not seen your list.
I have a pool of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 college games. Then after I get my pool, I go back and I narrow that down to the ones I'm going to do on the show and the ones I'm going to pick on the show. And he just took 2 of my 5 against the spread. I also had Miami. I had them at 4.5, so I guess it's going up. I'll have to. I hope I don't run out of damn games. All right, I'm just going to keep fucking skipping around until I get to one. All right, Scoops, I got one for you.
All right.
This was in my pool, but this was not one of my picks, so I'm going to amend it right here. Scoops, there's a game that I hear you're going to this weekend. You're going to be in attendance For 2 weeks in a row, you're going to see the LSU Bengal Tigers take on the Arkansas Razorbacks.
I'm going to be an LSU expert by the end of Saturday.
I mean, you're going to know everything.
I watched the Tigers once sober. I don't know that this is going to be as sober.
You're not going to be with you're not going to have your binoculars with you watching the line of scrimmage this week?
I'm not taking binoculars. I might still watch Will Campbell because he's fun to watch. But now, if you tell me that Will Campbell and Landon Jackson are matching up a lot, I might borrow somebody's damn binoculars. Okay. Because that'd actually be fun. But no, I'm not. I'm just going to a football game.
You know, Neal, in my
there will be no notes taken.
In my very limited, very few games that I will ever coached in, all 293 of them. You know, we've had some injuries along those ways. You know, there's been a few injuries in 293 games over the years, right? And there's been a couple of bone bruises. That's a very sensitive injury, very painful injury. It's very difficult to treat. And there's a guy that's got one.
Yeah.
And he's playing quarterback.
This is why I think LSU's winning big.
And his game is mobility. That's when he's his best. I don't know how mobile. I mean, I'm sure he's going to try to go and all that stuff. And he'll do a little bit. But the Bengal Tigers.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Yeah. It's going to be tough to get loose. The Bengal Tigers are favored by 2.5 on the road. And guess what, Neal? It's not enough. Give me the LSU Bengal Tigers minus 2.5 on the road in Fayetteville.
I agree with you. I think LSU wins fairly big. Now, if he were healthy, I might say something different because Jeffrey in our picks today pointed out that the metrics for LSU on the road are not good. I mean, like there's under Kelly.
Yeah.
LSU on the road in the SEC is like, whoa, like bad.
I have never, I agree, right? I have never in my life cared less about stats of like teams traveling to this place. The teams are so different now, and the game is completely different.
LSU 1-5 ATS as a road favorite following a home win under Brian Kelly. Interesting.
We're gonna make it 2-5. On Saturday.
The one win was at Mississippi State last season. Isn't that interesting though? It's an interesting number. 1-5 ATS as a road favorite following a home win under Brian Kelly. That's just interesting. Numbers, trends are interesting. All right, back to picks. Third pick. I think this is him repeating a little bit off last week. He felt really good about this one, and they were good to him. We're going with the Iowa Hawkeyes again. We're going to lay the 5 at Michigan State. Hawkeyes handled business pretty handedly last week. We're going to say that they do it again.
All right. I'm trying to find one more. Then all right, Scoops. I guarantee he doesn't have this on his list. Scoops, the Texas A&M Aggies, the one-loss Texas A&M Aggies, the undefeated SEC Texas A&M Aggies are traveling to Stark Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, not far from here at all.
Not far.
About an hour and 45 minutes or so.
Somewhere, is it around, it's between like an hour and 43 and an hour and 46 minutes, somewhere in there? Somewhere in that area?
Somewhere in there.
Depends on how fast you drive down 45. They're traveling to Stark Vegas. They're taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Mississippi State Bulldogs, record-wise, struggling. Let me tell you what they're not struggling with. These guys play hard. If you're a Mississippi State fan, I understand you're pissed off about the record, but you got to, like, actually enjoy watching these guys play. They play their dick off. They play hard.
They do.
They play hard.
They do. Jeff's done a good job.
But, Neal, Texas A&M's favored by 16 points. And guess what, Scoops?
It's not enough.
It's too much.
Too much.
Give me the Mississippi State Bulldogs plus 16 at home against Texas A&M. I think this game's going to be sneaky close and can get really weird.
Okay.
I think this game is going to be sneaky close and can get really weird.
Interesting.
Give me the Bulldogs plus 16.
All right. We're kind of dabbling in the SEC a little bit this week. We're going with the big number, though. Vanderbilt, coming off 2 big wins, is at home. They're a 25.5-point favorite over Ball State. Diego Pavia banged up a little bit. Clark Lee's got Texas, Auburn coming up the next 2 weeks. We're going to roll the dice that Vandy's a little flat, a little checked out, and just handle some business, but it doesn't go crazy. Give me Ball State plus 25 at Vandy.
I like it. I like it.
Ball State plus 25.
I'm going to have to pick a game I don't want to pick. But all right. Nope, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something that, say, hang on. I've done 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right. This is what I'm going to do for 4 and 5. I know what I'm doing now. Scoops. There's a game in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, there is.
Big game.
Third Saturday in October.
Big game.
This will be the game that I will be watching with IPAs, and maybe if I can find. Been invited to some tailgates. I don't know what the different tailgates are going to be like. Maybe there will be like some cornhole or something. Hopefully there's going to be a TV set up somewhere, because this would be one that I wouldn't mind checking out a little bit of. Casually. Incredibly casually.
Big game, Scoops. You know, it's a fact, Neal. It is 100% fact that one of these two teams is leaving Knoxville, Tennessee with 2 losses.
That is true.
I don't think there's any avoiding that.
In fact, that's my next pick. One of these two teams will lose.
And Scoops, this is the cigar game. Big game, big rivalry.
The Bill Clinton game, the Monica Lewinsky game.
Yeah, we're going fast, but the 2 things I always remember about this game. One is I remember being in a staff meeting in Tuscaloosa, and one of the discussion was we were having advanced discussions about this was been like, I don't know, so it's probably 10 years ago. They were talking about, you probably remember the flirtation with discussion, but it got to the coaches to where we talked about it and for a coach to bring it up in the SEC meetings. They were talking about realigning divisions, right? And by realigning divisions and inside the SEC when they were East and West. And so one of the discussions, it was going to, there were like 2 options. And one of the options was, it was basically Auburn was going to be played every year on the schedule, or the other option, Tennessee was going to be on the schedule every year. And so, but it wasn't going to be either one. And so the discussion was like, what would be right for Alabama to play Tennessee every year or to play Alabama every year? I mean, to play Auburn every year. And I remember Coach saying, he's like, look now, these, he goes, anybody that's, everybody cares about the Auburn game, the state and obviously the Iron Bowl. Mm-hmm. He goes, let me tell you something. He goes, because he deals with all the boosters and all that stuff. He goes, there's a lot of blue hairs. This Tennessee game is more important than the Auburn game.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to usually the older crowd at Alabama.
I used to say when I covered Auburn that I could sense that there was a large segment of the Auburn. Back then, it may have changed.
Yeah.
Before anybody yells and screams and loses their mind. But back then, Auburn had a lot of Georgia kids on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And
when I played,
and the Georgia game
was more important.
Meant more to a lot of the players and fans than the Bama game.
Now, it didn't me because I was from Anniston, Alabama.
Right.
But, I mean, most of our team, including my roommate, was from Georgia.
It was a real
quarterback thing. Georgia. Most players on our team were from Georgia.
Yeah.
So, anyway. And then the other one, somebody asked me about my favorite memory about Knoxville. And I was joking. I told the story yesterday on a live. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, about we beat the piss out of them. That would have been in 14, I think, because Lane was there. It was Lane's first year. It was Lane's first trip back to Knoxville. So it was a lot of fun.
I bet.
Could tell you some stories there, but I won't. We won the game. And so I don't even know where the cigars came from. I think they were provided by the local, I don't know. Nothing illegal happened there. I'm always curious about that.
It doesn't matter.
I know, I'm just being funny. But there's like 250 people with lit up cigars. I mean, everybody had a lit up cigar, right? And then so in Knoxville, for the fans that don't know, where you see the visiting team come out of the tunnel, there is a short tunnel. And then immediately to the right, when you go around a corner, to the right is the visiting locker room. And then you come back out, you go straight another 15, 20 yards. There's like a big hill all the buses are. And so we go in there, we're lighting up. I mean, it's hot. We're hot boxing this locker room. I'm talking about, it looks like the damn place is on fire because you got, 300 people I'm talking about administrators. It didn't matter. Anybody that was there that had sideline passes was in there smoking cigars. I mean, we were hot boxing.
Did Saban smoke cigars?
He did not regularly, but I don't even know if he lit it up. I think for photo purposes.
Put it in his
He was
mouth.
very conscious of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he had he put one in his mouth or something. He might have lit it up. But
Yeah.
I can tell you this: everybody else had one lit up, and so we lit them up or whatever, and we were hotboxing this place. It's just fuming out of this place. I mean, just looks like the damn place is on fire. Well, I take a shower and get dressed, put the suit back on, and I'm walking out the locker room, and I'm walking by myself. I'm just walking by myself in the locker room. I don't have to walk by like 45, 50 feet to the bus. And dude, let me tell you who doesn't like you smoking cigars after a win there. And that is the local police department in Knoxville. And I don't know if it was a university police officer from Knoxville or Knoxville police or sheriff. I don't know. But this guy really was offended. There were 350 people smoking cigars. And because I was walking by myself, he goes, "Hey, I'm literally walk out of the hot box, walk just like everybody else. Like people walking in groups, didn't say anything. Like there was a group walking in front of me, didn't say a word. I'm walking by myself. And, hey, put that out." And I turn around and look because it's like he's yelling my direction. So I'm looking to see. My first reaction was, "Oh shit, what did somebody do?" You know what I mean? I turn around and look. I'm like, there ain't nobody there. Like, who's he talking to? He goes, "Hey, you, put that out." And so, dude, I'm pissed because I'm like, dude, like there's been 40 people walk by you with lit cigars to the bus. And so I said, I put it out on the ground. I was like, "Power trip, huh?" And dude, this guy, I was about to go to the popo. This guy did not think that was funny. He did not think that was as funny as I thought it was.
His balls had lost.
His Vols had lost. He did not. That was not a joke that he was ready for. And so I put it out, and then I may or may not have smarted off to him. I was like, "I'm going to light one up as soon as I walk out that gate." And then he didn't like that either.
Yeah. His balls had lost.
And then somebody in our chat, I don't know if he's in the chat today, somebody that regularly is in our chat was with us. And he saved me from going to the popo. So thank you. He's like, I got him. He's like, "You can't say that shit." And I was like, well, I was in one of my moods.
Yeah.
You know, like I get sometimes. But yeah.
All right.
Knoxville police don't like that.
So what you got? Tennessee, Alabama.
I'll tell you all that to tell you this. Neal, Alabama is favored by 3 points. And guess what? That's not where I'm going. Give me the under at 56.5.
Okay.
The under at 56.5. I think Tennessee's offensive struggles continue with running the football. I think this is too many points for this game. I like the under at 56.5.
All right. My fifth pick, I don't know why he's doing this. He says it's a shout out to his friend Nordy, who is his teammate on both his club and high school team.
Okay.
It's Will Nordstrom. Will's dad, Tim, is a Michigan grad and Michigan fan. So he's a shout out to Nordy. We're going Michigan. We're going to lay 3.5 at Illinois.
Ooh, big number.
That's a big number. It's where the number is right now. And
That's going to be a physical ass game.
Yep.
I'll be tuning in.
I don't like that pick, but hey, he went 7-3. I'm damn sure didn't.
Who the hell am I to question?
Yeah, so we're rolling with it.
Sounds like Aka's onto some shit. All right, Neal, my last line pick before we get to Moneyline. First time ever I've done this on this show, Scoops.
Okay.
Neal, there's a game in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, we're doubling up.
We're doubling up.
Okay.
There's a game in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Alabama Crimson Tide are favored by 3 points over the Tennessee Vols. And Scoops, guess what? It's not enough. Give me the Alabama Crimson Tide on the road, -3. And this is what I'm calling. You know how I said last week, or when South Carolina Ole Miss went to South Carolina, and I said it's drop your nuts Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this is for Alabama? This is standard Saturday. This is standard Saturday.
Oh, this is where you figure out whether you meet the standard or not.
This is standard Saturday. Now, let me explain what standard Saturday means. There's been a lot of Alabama teams. Matter of fact, Nick Saban coached like 17 years, won a bunch of national championships, only had 2 undefeated seasons. You know, when we were really good, we lost to the Ole Miss goalpost game. And then we went to Fayetteville, Arkansas on the road the next week. and we struggle. I mean, struggle win. If it wasn't for Landon Collins, thank you, Landon Collins. Holy shit, Landon did not do his job on play. He was being a football player, not wasn't a robot. Was being a football player, instinctive. He vacated his zone because he saw a guy uncovered and picks a ball off on the sideline, or Arkansas's in field goal range to beat us. So thank you, Landon Collins, for that. And we won 14-13 in Fayetteville the next week. And you see Alabama, they get beat by Vandy, and they had a little tough wake up. They had a tough game against South Carolina, very similar, had a little hangover game. And then they got it figured out. If the players at Alabama, and you see these videos, I saw an awesome video, by the way, of Sylvester Croom talking to the team. That was freaking awesome. That place is different. Of all the places I've ever coached, that's the one place that's left a lasting mark on me. Of all the places I played Auburn, that's the one place that left a lasting mark on me that you still feel a little bit like, hey, motherfucker. A lot of people put a lot of work into that place to get it to where it's at in the standard. And so you're not just it's the only place I've ever been that you worked somewhere, you did something that you got a standard to stand up to. And it's time. You're on the road at Tennessee. It's time to it's put up or shut up. It's standard Saturday. It's put up or shut up. Enough of the bullshit. It's put up or shut up time. Give me Alabama, and I think they show up. Give me Alabama -3 on the road at Tennessee.
All right, it's Moneyline time.
Moneyline.
This is where I kind of want to overrule him because I think there's better values here, but you know what? I'm going to let him do his thing. If it were me, the money line that I would take is I would take Georgia at Texas.
Okay.
It's not me. I guess it kind of is, but it's not. We're going to take he's just going – I think this is where Aka's lack of understanding kicks in a little on the money lines. I don't think he completely –
He wasn't too far off last week when we thought he was crazy.
He's going with just a base play here.
Okay.
I don't hate it. We're going to go South Carolina +102 at Oklahoma.
I mean,
I'm just going with my guy here.
Hey.
I think there's value in the Georgia money line.
That's an interesting thought there, Neal. Neal, you know what time it is? It's time for my money line pick. It's time for me to pick the underdog to win outright for all the new listeners. You know, Neal, I spent the week all up in my mentions. I shouldn't say I spent the week. I spent about 20 minutes in my mentions. And I had an entire fan base just extremely just pissed off at me. And you know what the most funny thing was is I was wearing an actual Georgia pullover when I was getting trolled on that video, which is even better. Neal, the Georgia Bulldogs are traveling to Austin, Texas. Georgia's underdog by 5 points. I'm taking the Georgia Bulldogs +175 as my money line against the Texas Longhorns. Here's why I'm taking this game. I actually am betting the money line. I'm not just I bet what I pick. Here's why I'm doing it. Honestly, I think these are two elite teams playing against each other. I think college football is turning into like the NFL. I really do. And I'm talking about how NFL teams come to play and all that shit. This is a very similar setup than when Georgia played Alabama in the SEC championship game a few years ago, when Georgia's automatically going to get in the playoffs with a loss or not, and Alabama had to have it or their season was over. I think Georgia understands their backs against the wall, and if they leave Austin with 2 losses, it's pretty much it's going to be tough for them. They would give them no margin for error. When you look at Texas can really lose to Georgia, and hell, they could even lose to Texas A&M, and I think they're in. And so I'm taking the desperate team. I'm taking the desperate team that has to do it with really good dudes versus the team that's also got really good dudes, but it's not a dire straits for them to win this game. So give me the Georgia Bull. And if you're giving me Georgia as an underdog, hell, why? I mean, they've lost somebody. I had to get somebody to look this up. They haven't lost to a team not named Alabama in like freaking 5 years. Give me the freaking Georgia Bulldogs as an underdog on the road against Texas. For all the money line bullshit we do, that's free. That's a free value play. That's a free square.
All right. You ready for the NFL? We're going to go faster with NFL.
Yep.
All right. NFL, I'm going Vikings at home. I'm going to lay the 1.5 versus Detroit.
We're probably going to be similar on some of these, okay? Because I only got like 6 games in my pool. I also had the Vikings -1.5. We're going to double up on that. I also had the Vikings. I don't have enough games. Vikings -1.5 at home against the Detroit Lions. I think defense wins this game. Aiden Hutchinson out. Give me the Vikings -1.5 at home.
My second NFL pick, give me the Falcons -3 at home against the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. I'm going to go fast. I may have to come back to that. Depends on the other picks. Neal, the Houston Texans are traveling to the Packers. Both really good teams. For whatever reason, I think the Packers being at home, they're on a roll, but it's been a little different and weird how they've gotten to victories. The Texans I think they have an overall better team. Give me the Houston Texans on the road +2.5 at the Green Bay Packers.
I don't hate that. All right, our third pick, it's a big number, but my God, the Panthers are bad, and they're getting big numbered by everybody. And I get the Commanders who are playing well, and they're still playing hard. Give me Washington -8 at home against the god-awful Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, can't really argue with you there. Neal, the Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to the New York Giants. Interdivisional game. I've watched both of these teams a lot. The Eagles aren't just like world beaters at all, but they have put together a decent record. They're a better team than they play. I think they show up in divisional game. The Giants are just the Giants, man. I mean, they're just average as grits. They got dudes out everywhere. And they just don't have the depth or the roster. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles -3 on the road at the New York Giants.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to go with the New York game as well here.
I'm so curious what he's doing with this one because I'm scared to death of this one.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the New York Jets. The Steelers are getting 2.5, and Aka wants his points. We're going to go with the Steelers at home against the Jets. Jets.
I can't touch this game at all. You got Russell Wilson that's probably going to start for the Steelers, and now you're adding Devontae Adams to the Jets. Like what's going on? You know what I mean? Like and so I'm too confused on rosters to play that one. But go get them, Aka. All right, Scoops. Our Cincinnati Bengals are on the road playing the Cleveland Browns, okay? The Cincinnati Bengals are 5.5-point favorites, okay? Cleveland just got rid of Amari Cooper, who's gone to the Bills. That tells me that they are in sell mode. They are in shutdown mode. You start shipping your players early in the year. You're ready to shut down. You've given up all hope. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, they have to win to get back to where they're going playoffs. Sense of urgency game, rivalry game. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals on the road -5.5 at the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, they got to win it. I think they will.
I do too.
They're trying to bolster their defense a little bit right now. The Bengals are, but
well, it's a good week. You're playing Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooperless.
Well,
now Nick Chubb may come back too.
What's going to be interesting is do the Raiders trade Max Crosby?
I know the Lions are trying to get him.
Lions are trying to get him. Bengals are trying to get him.
Yeah.
If I'm the Raiders, I probably do trade him.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, because he's miserable.
Yeah.
All right, so Aka's down to 2 games.
New ownership in the building.
He's got 2 games here. He's got a Ravens game and a Chiefs game. Both on the road, both playing good teams. He's got Ravens -3.5 at Tampa. Tampa's weird. Niners are good.
I'm not touching any of those games, so
yeah,
knock it out.
He's got the Ravens listed ahead. So I'm gonna go Ravens on the Monday night game. Ravens -3.5 at Tampa.
Yeah, you don't know who's showing up for Tampa. That could be Tampa could win by 20 or lose by 20, or I mean, you just don't know. Tampa's good though. I mean, Tampa's legit, but they lose some games. All right, Scoops. I also have 2 games left in the pool. I have the Patriots at the Jags and the Broncos at the Saints tonight. Neal, I'm going my 5th pick. Sunday morning, tea and crumpets. The New England Patriots are traveling to London to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Shoo.
The Jaguars are favored by 5.5, Scoops.
Good God.
And guess what?
That's too much.
It's not enough.
Oh, really?
Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars -5.5. I actually like this game. 5.5. Jacksonville has not. They're there. They've been there all week. New England, and they've been there all week. They got issues going on, but guess who's got issues going on too? The Patriots. And you're going to give me a rookie quarterback in his second start traveling across the pond to play against the Jaguars who've been sitting there all week.
Yeah.
I know how the NFL works. Give me the Jaguars -5.5. That number is big. I'm going to be wrong as rain. Congratulations to all you Patriots bettors. But this number is telling everybody. This is like when they're telling you to take the Patriots. I like the Jags -5.5.
Bob says the Bears are in on Crosby from the Chicago rumor mill. So
Let's go. Dude, I mean, if you getting Zach Crosby's an elite player. So if you get a chance to get Zach Crosby, but you talking about the need-wise to get where they want to, if you can, Aiden Hutchinson's out from the Lions. If the Lions can find a way to acquire Crosby to kind of replace what Hutchinson did, they're just going to keep shitting and getting. You know what I mean? And then I don't know what his service time is. I have to look into his contract, but if you can get him on one end, and then you talking about your window being open. If you can get him and Aiden Hutchinson back next year and get him on the field at the same time, woo! You better that opens the window for a little while. You know what I mean? A little while.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get dealt. You got new ownership and they're dealing people getting draft picks and all that stuff. That wouldn't shock me.
All right, that wraps it up for us. Appreciate everybody being with us. Be back Monday at our normal time, or at least that's the plan as of now. I'll be back on Monday at 2. Hope everyone has a great weekend. We've been brought to you, as always, by our friends at Reign Total Body Fuel. Reign, 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. So check them out on Instagram at Reign Body Fuel to learn more.
I need to apologize real quick. My man Bob says, "Who the fuck is Zach Crosby?" I coached to Zach Crosby. That's it. Max Crosby. My apologies. That was CTE winning right there. I coached to Zach Crosby at Arkansas State. Apologize.
Says he sounds
like
Zach,
a boy what's band. Up? What's up? Yeah, he played for us at Arkansas State. My bad. CTE. Hey, Neal, we're also brought to you by, speaking of 3 letters in CTE, we're brought to you by our good friends at PTG Outdoors. They are a Caymas Boats dealer. They have both fresh and saltwater boats. They sell and service Mercury Outboards. They do custom marine electronic installations with Garmin, Humminbird, and Low Ranch products. You can get all of your fishing needs and custom golf cart retrofits. They replace all of the batteries with one single lithium battery. More importantly, go to the online store at ptgoutdoors.com, and they will get you taken care of.
Boys and girls, have a great weekend. See you soon.